Yes. So Sriram and Akash, what are you doing? What were you doing in the last class? Did you remember? Are you maintaining the notes regularly what I am explaining, or writing in rough notebook and somewhere else? You have to maintain a perfect notes for foundation. So here what we are going to discuss, that is very important for your future. So write everything very neatly and read after completion. Yes. So we have discussed about the chemical properties of matter, sir. Yes, right. Okay, done. So here's once briefly revise, then we go to the next topic. Okay. So here in the last class, I think once again you see we discussed about the matter. Okay. So this is matter. Matter is nothing but a. Can you see? Yes or no? No. So it is so height. Okay then. A little bit down. I let then. Yes, here you can see now. Okay. So matter means anything that has a mass and occupy the space is called as a matter. Okay. And matter can be classified in two ways. Okay, I said you that one is based on the physical, physical properties like a state, and the second one is classified based on the chemical, so that is based on the composition. Yes. So in the last class we discussed that main two way of classification of matter. Okay, one is based on physical properties. Okay, and the second one is based on chemical properties. Okay, so here physical, that is nothing but a state. Generally we discuss on the based on the state, and here we discuss based on the composition, right? So these are the two types. Okay, now based on the state we already discussed that three types are there again. So one is solids and liquids and gases. Okay, so this properties also we discussed. Now based on the chemical composition, what we have here, two types are there. Did you remember what are they? Yes. So very good. Pure substances, okay, and mixtures. Okay, and pure substance again classified into elements and compounds, and mixtures are classified into
homogeneous and heterogeneous.
very good, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay, and your elements again they are classified, you know that metals, non-metals, metalloids, okay, all these things. And homogeneous, heterogeneous again classified into, okay, what are they? Colloids and suspensions. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So this we discussed. Till here we discussed, or anything further also discussed? So this is about the matter. So today we are going to discuss in detail about the elements and compounds. Okay, we are going to discuss about the elements and compounds, right? Okay, so this is clear now? Yeah. Now what is meant by the elements?
A group of atoms.
A group of atoms. Which kind of are atoms?
Same kind of only one kind of atom.
Only one kind of atoms. So here students we are going to discuss about the elements. Okay. So when you come to the elements, how can you define as, okay, the molecules made up of identical atoms. Okay, identical means what? One type. Okay, so we can say that one type of atoms. Okay, so identical atoms are called elements. Is this clear? So elements means what? Molecules made up of one kind of atoms. Okay, for example, if you take the some gold, okay, a piece of gold, if you take and if you break that gold, okay, piece of gold, okay, so what you find that again you'll get to two pieces of gold, means that gold piece you are making into two pieces. Like this, if you break and break, then what happens? You'll get the atoms. I said, you know, matter can be divisible, and as long we continue, if you break, then finally a stage will come where we cannot break it. That are called atoms. So like this, if you break that gold, okay, matter, then all the particles will be of gold only. Yes or no? So all are made up of one type of particles. So if you take the gold, so that gold consists of all molecules are made up of gold only. All are one type of particles. Yes or no? If you take the copper, and copper also, if you take the some amount of copper, then if you break that, and everywhere you can get the, okay, copper particles only. So made up of one type of particles are called as the elements. So how can you define elements? Molecules made up of identical atoms are called, okay, elements. Okay, so this is the definition of elements. Now these elements, okay, the elements, every atom has, okay, similar properties, similar physical and chemical properties. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So if you take, okay, for example, I said, you know, if you take the gold, and so for example, I am drawing like, you know, so for example, you think this is a gold. Okay, so this is a gold, and in this gold, this all are the particles, okay, atoms, and this total gold is made up of gold atoms only. Okay, so this all gold atoms only are present. If I pick one particle from here, if I pick one particle from here, if I pick one particle from here, and if I check the properties, of these, okay, atoms, and then what do I find? I find whatever the properties this, okay, atom exhibits, the same properties will be exhibited by this also, and the same properties will be exhibited by this also. So this totally made up of gold atoms only. Okay, one kind of atoms. So one kind of atoms will have the same type of physical and chemical properties. Yes or no? Yes. So this is the second meaning. And third one, what is the important property is that elements cannot be separated. Okay, so into simpler substances. Okay, elements cannot be separated into simpler substances. Okay, by means of any physical methods. Okay, so here elements, whatever the elements are there, these elements cannot be separated, okay, into further simpler, some different type of substances, okay, into simpler substances by using any method. So these are the, okay, properties of the elements. Is this clear to you? Elements?
Yes, sir.
And if you see the periodic table, do you know about the periodic table?
Yes, sir.
So if you see the periodic table, there are total 118 elements.
18 elements are known.
Very good. So as of now, total 18. Okay. So as of now, 118 18 elements. Okay, 18 elements are known. Okay, so now at present we have 118 elements. Okay, so these 118 elements are known as of now, and all these are arranged in a table called periodic table. Okay, this is called periodic table, and in these elements, okay, in this 118 elements, almost 100 elements, okay, means approximately 98 elements. Okay, 98 elements are found in nature. Can you see here? No, you are not seeing. Okay, I'll write about this one. Acha, Akansh, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Your brother has not joined, it seems, in his class. Once ask him to join.
Yes, sir. Doesn't have to be personal, so he is not there.
What?
He is freshing up, sir, so he is not joined, sir. Now it is remaining.
Okay, right. Okay. So in this 118 elements, most of the elements, okay, approximately 98 elements are found in nature. So we can find this 98 elements out of 118 elements in the nature, whereas 118 minus 98, how much? 20. Okay, approximately 20 elements are artificial elements. What are they?
Artificial.
What is the artificial elements? Means these elements are, okay, prepared by the scientist in the laboratory. Okay, these are prepared by scientists in the laboratory. Okay, so this you have to remember. Is this clear now?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, so these 118 elements are known. So these elements, every element has unique properties, means special properties are there. Okay. So these properties depends on their fundamental particles. Okay. So atom consists of some other fundamental particles like electrons, protons and neutrons. Okay. So generally what we call them as, okay, now at present we say that, okay, that we discuss about the electrons, protons and neutrons in the next classes, but every element okay, has one number which is called as a atomic number. Okay, what it is? Atomic? Yeah, do you know about the atomic number? Okay, this we discuss. Okay, so every element has one number which is called as the atomic number. Okay, so we have these atomic numbers of these elements 1 to 118. Okay, and here the atomic number 1. Okay, the first element is hydrogen. What is the first element? Hydrogen. And what is the second element?
Oxygen.
No, helium. Okay, and third element is lithium, and fourth element is beryllium. Like this. Okay, so the 118 elements are there. Okay, so you can see only 3 elements. Okay, so here hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, right? These like this total 118 elements are there. Okay, and these elements, so every time it's difficult to write like this total name, so that's what they were given by some symbols. They were given some symbols, and these can be represented, okay, these elements can be represented by symbols, like a hydrogen symbol is H, okay, and helium symbol is He, lithium symbol is Li, and beryllium symbol is Be. Like this elements were given as, okay, represented with some symbols that we discuss in the next topic. Okay, so these elements, atomic numbers, this all we discuss in the next classes. Okay, so till here now you learn, okay, these things about the elements. Do you have any doubt in this one? Is it clear to you?
Clear, sir?
Yeah, once again we discuss, see here, elements means what? Molecules made up of identical atoms, means which are made up of same kind of, okay, one type of atom, they are called elements. And elements okay, have similar properties and compounds, or we can write atoms of same elements. So we can write atoms of same, okay, elements have similar, okay, have similar physical and chemical properties. So you can write like this, elements, but you say that atoms of same element, okay, atoms of same element have, okay, similar physical and chemical properties. Okay, so physical means what? Like shape, size, this all comes under the physical properties. Okay, chemical properties means what? How do they react with the other elements? Okay, that is called as a chemical properties. So atoms of same element have similar physical and chemical properties. Now elements cannot be separated into simpler, okay, by physical means, okay, some physical methods, and as of today we have 118 elements are known, okay, and these 118 elements are arranged in one table. That table is called as a periodic table. Yeah, okay, that's called periodic table. And out of this 118 elements, 19 elements are found in nature and approximately 20 elements are artificial elements. Means what? They are prepared in the laboratories by the scientists, right? So that's about there. And these elements, we have 1 to 118. In that first element, okay, the smallest element is hydrogen, okay, the first element is hydrogen and its atomic number is 1, and second element is helium, its atomic number is 2, lithium 3, beryllium 4, boron 5. Like this we discuss them. Okay, at least students, you have to learn at least the first 30 elements here. Okay, so I'm going to explain that about 30 elements and their symbols, how to write, this all we discuss in the next classes, because as we are going to discuss today, means our topic is classification of matter. So we discuss in this chapter, in this topic, only classification of matter we discuss, and then we go to the, okay, about elements and compounds. Okay, so that is about this one. Is this clear now? Once if you want to write, and once just I'll give a 1 minute time, okay, to once go through this one. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. See, whatever you are explaining, that all you have to note down, students, very, very important this one. Okay, this will be helpful to you. And see, especially now we are in 9th class, so what we are going to explain, that will help you even in the 10th class also, where that in the boards, and even for 11th and 12th also. Okay, chalo, shall I rub this one all now? Because I would like to go to compounds now. Next topic is compounds. Yes, right. Okay, so now let's come to the compounds. How can you define the compounds now? If you know the definition of elements, you can write the definition of compounds. So how can you define? Elements are made up of identical atoms, means similar type. Now how can you define the compounds?
Compounds are made up of different type of atoms.
Very good. Okay, so compounds, so we can write molecules made up of different elements or atoms. You can write anything, are known as compounds. Okay, so molecules made up of different atoms, okay, or elements is called as a compound. Okay, for example, see students here, let us take sodium chloride. You know, so what is the sodium chloride? Yes, salt. Okay, salt is called sodium chloride, or normally what was the salt we use, that is called sodium chloride. So now this is sodium chloride, I am written here. So the sodium chloride, it's not one element, it's not one element, but it is made from sodium, okay, and chlorine. Don't say chloride, that is chlorine. Okay, when it combined, then we can say the chloride. Individually it is called as a chlorine. So sodium is the element with atomic number 11. With atomic number 11, atomic number is represented with the Z, atomic number is 11, and chlorine atomic number is 17. Is what? 17. So here sodium is different element and chlorine is a different element. They have different physical and chemical properties. Okay, for example, if you see the sodium actually it is considered as a metal. Okay, so sodium is what? Sodium is a metal. It is called alkali metal. Okay, this is called alkali metal. Alkali metal means what here? Alkali means like base. Okay, so this metal forms the base, so sodium hydroxide. So that's what is called alkali metal. Generally in the periodic table, if you see the first group elements except the hydrogen, if you have a periodic table, if you see that periodic table, first element is hydrogen, and thereafter we'll have lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So total first group consists of 7 elements, in that except the hydrogen. Okay, remaining 6 elements, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, are called alkali metal. So sodium is a metal. Then when you see the chlorine belongs to the 17th group of the periodic table. In the periodic table, total 18 vertical columns are there. Okay, so these 18 vertical columns are called as a groups, and in that it belongs to the 17th group, means last but one. Okay, so this is okay, a non-metal. Okay, actually chlorine exists as a gas. Okay, so chlorine gas, so this is a non-metal. Okay, and this chlorine belongs to the 17th group, which are called as a halogens. Okay, in this group we can find like elements fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and astatine. So these elements will be there. So in this this is chlorine. It is not a metal, it's a gas, it's a non-metal. Now what happens, this metal and this non-metal, that's gas, sodium is different, chlorine is different, and these both are combining and forming the sodium chloride. So sodium chloride is called a compound. Okay, that's what it's called, a compound. Compound means what? Molecules made up of different elements. So we have the different elements. Okay, sodium is different, chlorine is different. So two different properties elements are joining and combining and form a new substance, new compound. New substance is forming, and that is called as a compound. Is this clear to you? Compound?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, if compounds are made up of different atoms, then how can they be pure substance? Okay. So how can they be pure substance? Here, what we said, the pure substance means which are made up of one kind. Okay, one kind. Okay, the meaning is what? If you take the sodium chloride, means if you are taking the salt. Okay, generally when you purchase the salt packet, okay, when you purchase the salt packet, so this salt packet, this is a salt pack. For example, you see this is a salt packet. Okay, this is a salt packet, salt. Okay, so there are number of salts are there, like Tata salt, Ashirvad salt, many number of salts are there. So now this salt, total salts, okay, this is a salt. Now anywhere you take the salt, you take anywhere the salt molecule. Okay, here you take one salt molecule, here you take one salt molecule, here you take one salt molecule. So anyway salt molecule you take, that all made up of sodium chloride only, no other substance is there. Okay, so they are all made up of one type of. If all one type of substance is present, then that is called as a pure. Okay, one type of substance. So this total, whatever it's salt you take, then every molecule consists of sodium chloride only. So okay, so that is called okay, pure substance, right? Who is this? Can I leave? Why Sriram Sagar? Any problem?
I am having another class.
Acha, you are having another class. What class at this time?
English class, sir.
Oh, every day, huh?
Yes, sir.
Ayyo. Then how? So here you will be missing the important topics, no? Okay. So this is an important topic. Okay. So now let's try. Okay. So this is a compound, and a compound is made up of what? Two different elements. Okay, one is sodium and other one is chlorine. Now this sodium chloride properties, if you check the properties of sodium chloride, the properties of sodium chloride, okay, the properties of sodium chloride are quite different from the sodium also and chlorine also. Okay, so the properties of sodium chloride is completely different. Okay, completely different from sodium as well as the chlorine. It is made up of sodium and chlorine, but no properties of sodium or chlorine are present in the sodium chloride, and here a new set of properties it will have. Is this clear to you? Okay, so compounds have, the second important point is that compounds have, okay, different properties from its constituent elements. The meaning is what? It is made up of from which elements those properties, okay, will not retain in that compounds. Okay, so this compound properties are different. Here sodium chloride is a compound made up of sodium and chlorine, and the properties of sodium chloride are quite different from the sodium and chlorine. Is this clear to you? Similarly, you can give so many compounds. An example, like a carbon dioxide. You learned about the carbon dioxide. Do you know carbon dioxide?
Yes.
Yeah. So carbon dioxide. Do you know what is the formula of carbon dioxide? Don't know? Okay. So, but at least you know. Can you say that carbon dioxide is made from which elements? CO2, very good. So CO2 is a, okay, carbon dioxide, CO2. So this carbon dioxide is made from the carbon, okay, one carbon plus two oxygen atoms. Yes, two oxygen atoms. So carbon is one element and oxygen is another element. So here it is forming from two different elements. Yes or no? It is forming from two different elements. Carbon, if you see in the periodic table, so it is its atomic number. Its atomic number is 6. Okay, and oxygen, can you see here? If you can't see, you just say. Okay, otherwise I'll write at the top.
Oxygen 8, sir.
Yes, ma?
Oxygen atomic number 8, sir.
Yes, oxygen atomic number 8, very good. So here carbon, and it is made up of carbon and oxygen, right? And the ratio is 1:2, 1 carbon and 2 oxygen atoms. Okay, the ratio is 1:2. And here carbon atomic number is 6 and oxygen atomic number is 8. So this is different element, this is different element. These both have the different properties. Yes, normally in the nature carbon is available in the solid state and oxygen is available in the gaseous state. So they have the different properties, and this one carbon and two oxygens are combining to form a compound called carbon dioxide. Okay, so this carbon dioxide is called compound. Why it is called compound? Because it is made up of different elements. Okay, it is made up of different elements. And if you see the properties of carbon dioxide, the properties are different from the carbon as well as oxygen. Is this clear to you?
Yes.
Yeah, these are called the compounds. Like there's so many compounds we can give. Like water is also compound. Water, H2O, okay, and calcium carbonate, CaCO3, okay. So calcium carbonate, which is called CaCO3. Okay, these are the compounds, right? And here compounds can be separated. Compounds can be split, can be separated into their constituent method by physical and chemical processes. Okay, in the elements, what we have seen in the elements cannot be divided simpler compounds, yes, but here we can see that compounds can be so made into simpler, means we can divide them by using the physical and chemical methods also. For example, you see, we take the water. Okay, so water formula is H2O. Did you learn in your any class like electrolysis of water? The word? So what is meant by electrolysis of water? So when you pass the electricity through the water, this water will split into hydrogen and oxygen gases. Do you know this one? So for example, see how it can be done. You take one, one beaker or one mug. Okay, so normally in the house one mugs will be there, no? So you can take one mug like this. Okay, this is for example, you think this is one mug, and to this mug, you make two holes and fix two carbon rods. Carbon rods means if you don't have the carbon rod, you can take the cell will be there, cells. Okay, the cell will be there, no? In that cell, if you remove the total break, you have one rod inside. Okay, that type of rods you can take, and two rods you can insert here like this, two rods. Okay, and then now you fill with water. Okay, so here you take the water, and now you take two test tubes. Do you know the test tubes? So invert the test tubes on this electrodes like this, and these two wires you connect it to the battery. Okay, so like this you connect it to the battery. Okay, and pass the current. When you pass the current, see initially when you see before starting the experiment, we have the complete full of water in this or test tubes. But as the current passes through them, then what happens here? The water level will be gradually decreases. What happens? Water level will be gradually decreases. Okay, and here what happens here? Some gases are formed here. What are formed here? Gases. Okay, so gases will form here, and those gases are hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so hydrogen and oxygen gases will form. So here what's happening? By passing electricity, we are splitting the water into hydrogen and oxygen. So we are breaking, like, we are making them into simpler elements. So the compounds can be made or can be broken into simpler elements. Is this clear to you? Now similarly, here calcium carbonate is there. Calcium carbonate also, if you take in one beaker, let you take one in beaker, and so this is a calcium carbonate. If you heat this calcium carbonate, Okay, if you heat this calcium carbonate or taking a test tube and you heat the calcium carbonate, then what happens in from this? Some gas will be evolved. What happens here? Some gas will be evolved. So what's happening when you are heating the calcium carbonate? So here this also splitting, breaking into calcium oxide CaO and carbon dioxide CO2. So like this, it's breaking into two compounds. Okay, so one compound it's breaking into two compounds like calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, and here carbon dioxide is a gas, so that will escape, and here calcium oxide is left behind in this beaker. So like this, these are called as the compounds. Is this clear? This is one of the property of compound. Okay, so compounds can be breakable and they can be break into the simpler compounds, and compounds have the different properties from the elements from what it is made up of. Okay, so that's about the compounds. Any doubt? Yeah, once go through this one for 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
So okay students, what you have, what I explained that you have note down. Okay, otherwise you can take a screenshot and maintain a perfect notes. Okay, and read that perfectly. That will be helpful a lot. Okay then. Okay, shall we stop today's class?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.